Okay. Okay. Um, okay. So good. Okay. Good afternoon. We are okay. So we are back again with the series of Student Council Presidential Campaign today. Yes. Hello. Well, technically speaking, we're trying something new here because we cannot use the Gmeet live streaming anymore. So now we're live in YouTube. Now, because our time is limited, we have three candidates for the next student council president. So I think without further ado, um, we need to make this fast. Yes, because we are tight on time. So as you all know, yes, you might already know that because you have done the survey before. Now, so there are three people who will run for president for the next student council. Now, please welcome the first one, Raihan.
Check mic check, mic check. All right. How are you guys? Good afternoon, students and our beloved teachers from Highfield Secondary School. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Raihan Sulaiman. I'm from grade 11 White, and I'm one of the candidates for Highfield Student Council President for the year 2020-2021. Um, First of all, I would like to thank all of you guys who voted for me as I'm able to stand up as the candidate for Highfield Student Council President alongside these two great people from my class, which is Chinta and Irene. I would like to give them a virtual applause. And second of all, I would like to thank Mr. Edo and Pahoro and Miss Cindy for letting me deliver this speech today. And I think that it is very unfortunate that we're unable to do the campaign at school due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And still hoping for great news from the medical team, the Indonesian medical team. So, without further ado, I would like to start off with my vision and mission statement. As for my vision and mission statement, I would like to benefit three different aspects at school. First of all, I would like to mentor and develop my team, which is the organization, the student council, with fair and healthy working environment. And how am I going to do that? Is of course, uh, I would like to respect other student council members and have clear and honest communication within the organization. The second aspect is for students. I would like to help students to develop and learn more non-academic skills. Just by adding programs for students to learn and develop new skills, uh, which will be discussed in the next slide. And of course, I would like to develop myself. I would like to develop my leadership skills throughout the academic year. So next up, let's move on to programs. For the programs, first of all, I would like to apologize for those who aren't able to fill in the survey that I shared due to lack of duration, I guess. So yes, again, I would like to apologize about that. As for my programs, first of all, I came up with my mind with charity. Uh, I guess during this COVID-19 pandemic, there are more people that are experiencing poverty, so there are more people below the poverty line. And also, I would like to help those who work for the medical team, the Indonesian medical team. Yeah, I guess that's it for charity. And then next up, I would like to make more workshops for workshops. We have these kind of workshops at school. I mean, what I'm developing is not only workshops from universities or educational institutions such as ITRA. Uh, I would I'm quite interested in workshops that are more related to, of course, non-academic skills, which I mentioned in my vision, um, such as making podcasts or making music. Uh, those things that are actually these events are actually made during the summer class, and I think it's quite interested. So I'm trying to remake it again. And maybe if there are any requests for workshops, you could actually contact me through online, especially. Um, yeah, that's it for workshops. Next up, I know this is a crazy idea. This is a very crazy idea, uh, and I'm still not sure about the um, procedures and all of that. But let's see what the future holds about this event. Um, so yeah, next is movie day. I think we have this event this program at school. Uh, but I guess at school we only watch the movie and think that the movie is actually great. I don't want that. I want students to actually ask what the movie is about. What for example, the director of the movie, the film production of the movie, the cinematic scene of the movie. I guess you can actually develop skills to the movie industry. People that are actually interested in the movie industry will actually be interested in these kind of programs. I guess that's what I think of it. And for my last program that can be relevant and be done by the pandemic is the most voted so far from my responses. Yeah, I've saved the best for the last, which is the esport programs or competitions. Um, After 5 years learning in Highfield, I've noticed that there are a lot of people, there are a lot of students. They're actually quite skilled at this kind of video games, online games, I guess. And yeah, I guess I don't want to waste their skills. And as we all know, that Indonesia has one of the rising the esport programs has been rising in Indonesia, and we're still young. We still have a chance to actually have the opportunity uh, to rise in this kind of programs. For example, Bigatron Esports, of course, they're the world champion. Uh, yeah, I guess that's it for esport programs. This is the survey that I've made. Uh, I know it's still not that much responses. I did my best. We have 46.6% people chooses esports programs and competitions. And of course, esports programs and competitions can also help fund the school. Um, we also have workshops on our second list. And third is online music concert, even though it's still indefinite. So yeah, um, we have charity for our fourth list. And I guess that's for my brief speech. First of all, I would like to apologize if there's any misleading or misunderstood words, and thank you for listening to my speech. Don't forget to vote or die. Peace out. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Raihan. Um, so yes, thank you, everybody who just perhaps you just also joined in the middle of Raihan's speech. Um, we actually have this some technical issues, yeah, because this is the first time we use this. Later, you're going to see a QR code, yeah. That QR code will be the link where you can write your questions either to all of the candidates and also to or to just one particular candidate. Now, here is the thing, guys. Perhaps some of you just join in the middle of Raihan's speech, yes, because of some some learning issues. As this is the first time we use this because Gmeet live streaming isn't available anymore. So 135 people is now watching. So hopefully there's a lot more that comes in. So now you know what the QR code means, right? Yeah. So that is used for you to ask questions. So please don't ask questions in the comment section, and please also, if possible, don't put too much spam on the chat section. Okay, so I hope we are clear now. So if you ask questions, we will only entertain question that comes from the QR code. Okay. Okay. So now, as you all seen Raihan, thank you Raihan. Without further ado, we'll go to the second candidate. So please welcome Cinta.
Hello, test. Mister, can you hear me? Hello, Mister?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. So you can see my screen, my slides. Okay, so Highfield students and anyone who's also watching, I'm Diana Sandakaswantoro. I'm the second candidate for the presidential position in student council. First of all, I would like to thank every single one of you who voted for me from the last voting session, because every single one of those means a lot to me. Because of them, I'm able to stand in front of you to talk in front of you right now. So let's just move on. Just a tiny thing about me. Everyone calls me Cinta. I'm from 11 Red, and why I want to become a president, because I want to make change, and to make that positive change, I need influence, and I believe that I have what it takes to handle all the responsibilities that come with that influence. So, moving on. If vision and mission. If I were to become the president, my vision would be to maintain and improve the sense of community and mental health in Highfield. It's easy to forget now that we're actually a part of one community, the Highfield student body, because now we only mainly interact through screens. It's also important that we maintain our good mental health state. So that before that you had stress reliefs like going to the malls or hanging out with your friends, you can't have that now because of quarantine, and we can't let that affect our mental health. So how can this be achieved? My mission would be to increase student morale and encourage positive interactions among students. Now, if you don't know what student morale is basically your emotional condition, how much you're enthusiastic about something, how much you maintain in good spirits. Now, along with that, we also need to encourage positive interactions among students, not only your classmates or in the same grades, but also seniors and juniors. I'm sorry if I'm really speeding through because time limit, of course. So let's get on to why should you vote for me out of all the other candidates. Of course, they're also really great people. Why should you vote for me? First of all, I have a combined experience of 2 years in the student council. The first year, I took that experience to learn from my seniors. And from the second year, I was actually granted the position of vice president in the student council. And that year, I learned from the president at that time, Kahosea, how to lead an organization efficiently, effectively. And that was actually the year that Phoenix Fest was first ever established, which I'll get more into later. So along with that, I not only emphasize on responsibilities, but also community bonding. The relationships we make on the way to the process of our target is also important. I am ambitious and strive to try my best in fulfilling targets. Also, throughout my experiences in Highfield, I have gained essential skills needed to work in an organization. Now, it's embarrassing to actually like reveal this, but just imagine me as a grade 7, like being really naive, wanting to be like one day I'm gonna be the president, and that's why it's really exciting for me to be right here trying to offer myself and persuade you to pick me for president. So that's why I've learned skills like organizational skills, communications, and it's a lot more. So also, I'm also open to suggestions and hold equal respect to all future council members and the student body. So, if I were to be picked as president, it's not like I have the final say. Of course not. All of your opinions, all of your suggestions, they all matter. So moving on, all of these skills, all of these things that I just mentioned is crucial to become the voice of you, the Highfield students. All of your wants, all of your wants, all of your needs, all of your opinions, none of them will be overlooked. At least that's my goal. And no matter your gender, your social class, or your popularity. So now let's get to the juicy bit, the programs. What programs can I offer you as the Highfield students? So first of all, before we get into the specifics, I think this is just my suggestion to you all that I feel like we need to build a Highfield Discord server. We need to establish a Highfield Discord server because I feel this would not only increase the sense of community, but also make establishing Highfield events, student council events, way more effectively and efficiently. Along with that, I know that this is already instated. Like you guys know that there's house points, but I just want to emphasize that good competition, like healthy competition, is one of the key factors in reaching the vision that I mentioned previously. So, for example, you go to council events and you win house points, and from the houses, like you have red house, blue house, yellow house, green house. It's just like Harry Potter, but like without the toxic competitions, of course. And by the end of the year, one of the house can get the house cups with the most points. So moving on to, okay, so this is just an example. I had help to just see if it's possible for us to make a Highfield Discord server. You can see there's rules, announcements, polls, and surveys. There's also, you can also communicate with your houses in this Discord server. Now I know that you guys might think like, you guys, the one that doesn't use Discord, like, why should I go through the hassle of making a Discord server? Well, I was like that too. But right now during this pandemic, it's really important that we have to utilize every opportunity that we have to just increase our communication and connectivity. And I know that there's been some issues of students using Discord. However, I feel like this is a chance to turn something negative into an actual positive thing. I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast. Oh my God. Okay, so for Phoenix Fest for the grade 7 that doesn't know. So Phoenix Fest is when you sleep over, and usually if the situation allows, which the probability not so big, but we used to have karaoke, game nights, movie nights, and in the morning during breakfast, we'd have cooking competitions. Phoenix Fest was really fun, and I was thinking we can't forget about it during this online, even though we can't go to face-to-face school. We could turn it into a digitalized version where we could still have movie nights. We could still discuss about movies. We could still watch the movies together, maybe through the Discord thing I mentioned before. And also someone in the questionnaire mentioned online arcade, and it was a perfect term to talk about game night. So there's online arcades, and you can go to breakout rooms to like play, like you can play Among Us, you can play the Resistance, because there's like the online version of those games. And also sharing sessions, because during Phoenix Fest, usually you're in a room with different grades, and usually you have sharing sessions. So I don't want that to die down. I feel like that's a positive tradition to just increase relationships between grades. So next, sports day. A lot of you answered sports day in my questionnaire, and so sports day usually includes those kind of sports. And if the situation allows us to do sports day, then great, amazing. We can all enjoy some sports and healthy competition. However, if it's not the situation doesn't allow it, like health code, etc., then we could have a digitalized version. This is time for the esports fan to shine. You could play those games that I show. We could play PUBG, and like the games that we're gonna play is gonna be based on what you want, the popularity of it. Other than that, just to maintain inclusivity on others that's not really that interested in esports. Also, we could input in esport chess, because someone mentioned that too. Sport challenges, like for example, endurance, like how many push-ups you can do, for example. By the way, all of these involve games that you have to accumulate house points for the house cup in the end. So mental health awareness, this is what I want to offer to the school, which is like not really, which is new. So first, I know it sounds kind of boring, but the scavenger hunt can be fun because there's like hints hidden inside Instagram posts of your seniors or your juniors, and you can get those clues, and you can get like a password or like the code to go into a Gmeet, and then you have to go through the hunt to get to the end. It's really fun. I swear, it could be really fun if we actually do this. And just to maintain the academic and non-academic balance, because some of you actually mentioned a speech debate, we could have speech debate competitions based on mental health awareness. Just to make this also informative, we could have mental health educational webinars, because I feel like, as I said before, mental health awareness is really important now during the pandemic, where our stress levels may be increased. So, okay, I'm just gonna speed it up. So this is just a talent show. Like, for example, this is just to say that your votes, your opinions as a student or a teacher, they matter here. Like, you can vote which talent act you want to win. Just like how like those shows like British Got Talent, America's Got Talent, it kind of works like this too, and the winners can get house points. Okay, so this is if we actually go face-to-face school. Cultural Fest, we can match the idea of carnivals, like game stands and actual carnivals and game stands and the cultural idea, to make it actually be allowed, because it can't all be just about fun. So the funds we get from the game stands can be donated for a good cause. Other activities, so I just want to give kudos to Kasasha, who got the idea of online Secret Cupid. For Secret Cupid, and I think that we should still implement it, even though it's not a face-to-face, because I feel like that has a part on maintaining our mental health, like we feel loved by others, etc. And these are the things that you mentioned in the questionnaire that I think we can somehow implement in our events. For example, math and science competitions, usually the school holds those kinds of things, but maybe if the school is like too busy with this online pandemic all situation, we could give a hand and like still give you what you want. Yeah, so online chase is basically, yeah, it's similar to the scavenger hunt, but not really. But yeah, okay, no time. So please vote for me. If you have questions and inquiries, please just reach me on Instagram. I'll be happy and glad to answer you all. So first, thank you everyone for listening. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Cinta. So, wow, you guys already heard a lot of things from Cinta. Guys, I want you to please be aware again. Don't spam the YouTube chat, please. And if you want to ask questions, here is the QR code. Yeah, make sure you already you go to that link there. Yeah, and remember, I told you before, no question in the chat will actually be entertained. Only the ones that comes from this formal tools here. Okay, only from this QR code and from the link where you can actually where the candidates will actually read your question and then finally answer them. Okay. Okay, so we don't have too much time like usual. Let's go to the next candidate. Everybody, please welcome Irene Tantri Mahadewi Muktiono. So please welcome Irene.
Halo? Udah bisa dengar? Can you hear me? Okay. Greetings, everyone. My name is Irene, and I am the last candidate for presidential campaign. So next, for today's agenda, I will introduce myself and show my vision and mission, and to tell all of the events and programs that I got in my mind, and the total summary at the end. So, for all of you who doesn't know me, if I may introduce myself, my name is Irene Tantri Mahadevi Muktiono. I'm from 11Y, and to give a little background about me, the things that I love to do is to play badminton or to swim. Now, because we have limited time, I'm going to continue to the vision and mission. So the vision I have is to become a forum for students to increase their potential academically or non-academic to maintain our school reputation towards the other national or international level schools. Potentially, I want to provide more bonds with other schools through student council and to give more opportunities for students to have more friendly competition, all the way from sports, art, speech, math competition, etc. And based on the survey that I got, most students like to play sports. And by obtaining a good relationship with our schools, our students will be able to improve their skills and expand their knowledge as well their relationship and communication skills. And this will encourage students to be able to hone their own potential. And the second one is I want to improve the quality of students learning online as well as offline, since the current situations really change the way we learn. So as a student council president, I really hope that I could improve our learning style, as well to become a license between students and teachers. And my mission is to optimize the creativity of students through activities presented by Student Council. I really hope that through the events and programs, we as the Student Council could really optimize your potential and skills. And since the current situation really changed our communication, I really want us to cooperate and to be much more and to provide a togetherness by listening and absorb all of the opinions as well as the students' aspiration. So let's move on to events and programs. And before I start, for the events and programs, I put aside events that requires face-to-face interaction, and I only put events that we could possibly do offline. And through these events, my main goal is to enhance our relationship. So the first event is movie night. Based on the small survey that I did, I found out that around 68.2% of students like to watch movies or dramas to spend their days, and 95.5% anticipate movies nights. By this event, the aim is to enjoy movie together and share the similar experience. After the movies, we could discuss or evaluate the points of different movies, their storyline, cinematography. And by giving you guys choices of movies, I decided to put a survey each week on which type of movie should we watch together. Next is sharing session. So the aim of sharing session is to create bonds between all of the Highfield students. By having a conversation, it all depends our relationship. Nowadays, it's quite rare for us to get to know each other as well to socialize it. And by doing this, it will increases our communication skills, friendship, as well as friendship. From the survey, I found out that 59.1% of students have problems in lacking of social life. Hence, by providing this session, we can further improve our relationship and as well as improve school life. Get to know each other, we could ask questions upon a certain subject or any problem that we got during this pandemic. So for the next one is game night. So I want to provide students choices of different games like Resistance, Chess, Valorant, and put them on different link. Hence, all of you could just click the certain link that you want to play, and therefore you could, spend your night together. There are several games that may require teammates, and hence you can ask to work together and communicate and get close with other people. In this way, we can form friendship by communicating and playing games together. For the next one is math race. Students I want the students to challenge themselves and boost their confidence by building skills that can help students to enhance their time management as well as their stress management skills. Hence, they would increase their productivity. So for the summary, for the introduction, let me remind you, I'm Irene, and I'm from 11 White. And for the vision, what I aim for the future is for the student council to become a forum for a place for students to enhance their potential to increase or to maintain the school reputation and the relationship with other schools. And for my mission is to optimize the creativity of students as well to prioritize cooperation and togetherness to listen and absorb opinions and aspiration as well. So for the events and programs, I put aside events and programs that require face-to-face repetition and possibly create events that may be applied on the online. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Irene from grade 11, our last but absolutely not least for the next student council candidate of the president student council candidate. Okay, so um, now without also losing any more seconds and minutes to our schedule here, we're going to have the time for the candidates to answer all the questions. Some of not all. There are already like 8 million questions here, but I don't think we can answer them all, so we need to pick them. So this one first. A question to all, to Raihan, Cinta, and Irene. Do you have any plans to increase student interactions outside of academics during quarantines? If so, what are your plans? Well, yes. Basically, this is already been what do you call it? Yeah, it's in the slides of them. Yeah, but perhaps they can say a thing or two about this. Perhaps from Irene first. What's your answer for this, Irene?
Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, so for my plans, I also obtained several of the events, such as the night that requires students to teammate and to play together, as well as the math race. If I could provide a team so you all can communicate together, as well as also put sharing sessions in which all of the students can communicate and ask the seniors or the juniors what's their problem and we can talk together or we could have a storytelling together. And I think that will enhance our communication. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Irene. Okay, what about Cinta? What do you have to say about this question?
Hello. Okay. So, do you have any plans to increase student interactions outside of academics? So, as I mentioned before, I have a few programs because, of course, we have to maintain the balance between non-academics and academics, of course. So, outside of academics, there was the esports championship. Also, along with the sport challenges to maintain inclusivity. There's also the talent shows. Um, Also, the cultural fest. That's outside of academics. There's also the mental health awareness scavenger hunt that I mentioned. Sports Day and Phoenix Fest, such as movie night, online arcade. Yeah, all the things I mentioned before are mostly non-academic. So, yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you, Cinta. Um, Next one, Raihan. What do you have to say about this one?
All right. I think, just like what Chinta said, there are my programs that have that has communication needed inside the program, such as the workshop and movie day and esports. I guess I could enhance more of discussion into my programs, which may enhance the student interactions outside academics during the quarantine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, the candidates. So we go to the next question. I hope that answered the question. Question to each of you. Are there any flaws you noticed from the previous council that you want to improve? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Yes, because I mean every council, step by step, there needs always to be improvement, right? And as we all know, the current council, yes, they really um, what do you call it? Yeah, surprised with the idea of this pandemic, right? I mean, because a lot of things that did not happen, so they need to adjust immediately, which was not anything easy at all. So perhaps who do we go for? Cinta, you've never been the first here. Cinta, what about this? What can you say about this, please?
Hello? Okay, so what I've noticed from flaws, what I know is that from my past experience in Highfield, in student council, and also viewing it from outside just as a student, first of all, it's communication, because this one time we screwed up really bad during an event, and what could have been great was like lost because there's miscommunication. Also, what's important is efficiency. Efficiency, like after this you go to this room, after this you go to this room, like just organization, all of that. I feel like that's like some council udah pasti ada flaw-nya kayak gitu. And so I already explained how I would want to improve that. One of the ways is to introduce a Highfield Discord server, because then everything would be there. The announcements would be there. The rooms would be there. Then it's like it's less of a hassle to move around during the event. So the communication could be maintained and in an orderly fashion, basically. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Irene. What do you have to say about this one, Irene?
It really create a break for seniors to juniors to have a communication. So I feel like to improve the communication skills right now is really important, and I feel like through the events we will able to improve through the events that really connects grade 7 and grade 12 that we never really met. So I think it's a good idea for the student council right now to create an event or program for all of us to enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Irene. Next one, Raihan. What's your thought on this, please?
Hello. So yeah, I don't know if you're talking about the previous council or the previous like all of the council previously. But I guess for the flaws, of course, miscommunication, inefficiency, and I guess I would like to um, enhance those kind of things, communication especially. And as I said in my vision statement, I would like to have a fair and healthy working environment. Because I'm sorry if this isn't true or not, because I heard there were cases of unhealthy working environment in the council. So I would like to develop the healthy working environment. Thank you, I guess.
I think we have time only for 2 more questions. So out of 34,000 we received, we can only have 2 more. What's the next one? I hope that answers your question. Yeah, that's actually a nice critical question for you guys. Okay, this is an interesting one. What is your first event or activity plan once the pandemic is over? Who wants to go first? Irene, what do you have to say on this one? What's your plan once the pandemic is over?
Okay. So the first event or activity that I plan to for student council to create is movie night.
Okay.
I really want for us to experience the same thing, to watch together, and then to discuss it afterwards, or to just to talk afterwards. I think it's a very great way for us to start the communication. Thank
Okay,
you.
nice. Okay, thank you. Cinta, what's your thought on this? What's the first event or activity you plan once the pandemic is over?
Okay, so for the movie night thing, I was actually thinking of making it like twice, once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks. Like we have like a big gathering of like watching movies together. But other than that, like the actual main event, like probably the mental health awareness thing, the mental health awareness scavenger hunt, because I feel like it would be like my main, like I feel like it would be really fun to do, guys. Like it would really be true. But like for Phoenix Fest and Sports Day, I'm not sure because I think I'm supposed to follow the academic calendar. But like if I were to like focus on which event would I be really excited about is the mental health awareness scavenger hunt, because it feels pretty original, you know. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cinta. Raihan, what's your thought on this? What's the first thing that you will plan to do and implement?
Yes, I would like to do charity and then esports program. What I meant by program isn't like an event, but it will last like for the whole academic year. So it's like an esports team. That's what I meant. There will be a lot of esports team in Highfield, and I I'm surely hoping for many talents out there in Highfield. So yes, I guess that's the first event that I'm going to, the first program that I'm going to implement in Highfield. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Because we already take too much time, I think we only have time for one more question. So last question. Who will answer this first? Cinta, how do you plan to deal with students who are not willing to participate in events? This is important one. Cinta, what's your plan on this?
Okay, so for this, I feel like it also matters on like why wouldn't you be willing? Because I feel like all the events, like not only me, Raihan and Irene's events, all of them have merits. Like this is for us to stay together. Like I'd be really boasting on like kalian sayang lo nggak ikut ini lo, like ini tuh bagus lo. But like if it's like really kayak you really feel uncomfortable with like joining, it's a shame. But according to my vision, I don't want to make you guys more stressed. And if you want to join, if the events makes you more stressed, then I guess I don't want to be too pushy, you know. But you know that's why I'm trying to make events that appeal to everyone. Like Highfield is very diverse. Some of you guys like speech, some of you guys like math, some of you guys like science, some of you guys like esports, and it's like the council's vision is like to satisfy everyone, to like unite everyone in one event, like where everyone can like enjoy it. So like how would I plan with if someone wouldn't want to join? I'd really like to sell. Like we tried our best. We did this because I don't want to force you guys to join because like that's just going to contradict my thing of how this is going to be a stress relief. We're going to relieve stress together, you know. So that's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Cinta. Irene, what about you? What's your thought on this? To those who are not willing to participate in events. Irene, is Irene on? Hello?
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for the bad internet connection. So how do I plan to deal with students who are not willing to participate in events? Is that I really do want to ask why do they don't want to participate. So I think by doing a survey or like questioning them, like what can we do? Like we are willing to listen. Like what do they want us to create something so they could enjoy? So I guess by listening to them, by observing what they want, is a way for them to participate in this event.
Okay. Okay, last but not least, Raihan, what's your thought on these kinds of issue? Please share.
Mister, honestly, Mister, for these kind of people, I would like to terobos aja lah. Nggak bercanda. What was the question? Oh yeah. So I guess I have to question them back. Why wouldn't you want to join our events? Just like what Irene said. I would like to know why don't they why wouldn't they actually go to our events? And yeah, and I'm actually like giving my best effort. We are actually me, Chinta and Irene is giving our best effort to actually um uh, compile all of these high school students to be in one event together. Ya, mana ya, Mister? Ya, udahlah, jangan males lah ke sekolah lah. Kan we're actually making a stress relief, just like what Cinta said. Ini malah curhat jadinya. Tapi ya udah nggak apa-apa. Eh, terus ada satu poin lagi. Ini kalau kalian misalkan nggak suka sama eventnya, bilang ke kita. Jangan ngomong di belakang aja. Ngomong ke kita. Terus jangan marah-marah juga ke kita kalau kita nggak bisa fulfill your demands. Emangnya kalian bisa buktiin? Emangnya kalian bisa fulfill our demands? Kan enggak. Makanya bro, sis, buktiin dulu baru ngomong.
Okay, that's all. Thank you, Raihan. Okay, guys, I think that's really about it for this year Student Council President candidates. So now I hope you guys know them, know these three candidates more, yeah. So you know who to choose on the next week upcoming election for the Student Council President and Vice President. So I think, yes, without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and yeah, comment some of the positive stuff that you have for this. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Perhaps the candidates, you can say bye-bye as well to the people that are here. Okay, bye-bye guys. See you next week. Ciao. Oh, they cannot be here. I'm sorry guys. Okay. See you later. Yeah, thank you ya guys.